if you don't mind, can you tell everyone like who you are, where are you from, and what do you do?
Sure. My name's lilibeth Rodriguez. I'm 40 years old, just turned 40. I'm from San Bernardino, California, and I am an elementary school teacher. I teach kindergarten. So,
Fantastic. So just to give everyone context, it's actually 5 a.m. where Lilybeth is right now. That's incredible. Can you tell everyone why you are up so early?
okay, so I have become an early riser and have just built the habit of working out in the morning because it's the best time to get it in. And so I've got to get it in before the kids are up, before I get everybody ready for school and head out to work. So
It's an amazing habit. Like, it's not easy to get up. Well, you're up at 4 a.m. like Monday to Friday or the weekends as well.
yeah, we try to keep the same habit on the weekends just so we have the whole Saturday to do stuff. So, and sometimes it's just an hour later, depending on if we go to a gym. But yeah, usually about 6 a.m. definitely up and working out for sure.
You're a very busy school teacher and you have 4 kids.
Yes, two
It's
boys and two girls. I've got a 13-year-old, an 11-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 6-year-old.
fantastic. So I wanted to bring you on because you basically reached your fitness goals, your weight loss goals. But that's it's so inspiring to all the women and men in the group that you reached that goal. But can you tell everyone how we met? How did you meet my team?
No, yeah, definitely. Thanks. I actually found you guys on Instagram and just really liked what I heard in the sense of just looking at what do you do when you're stuck. And um, I've been on this journey since my son and the 6-year-old had a lot of really good people in my life, things that I've learned from. But one thing that I think I kind of got frustrated with was just the consistency. Little background, had done keto before to kind of break through plateaus, and I responded well to it. Um, but I think just kind of white knuckling through things um, was kind of hard to just kind of keep going. And so that consistency, I really liked the consistency. So just decided, okay, it's time. I had yo-yoed a bit and was just ready to kind of find a consistent way to get back to where I had lost weight before, and just wanted to find something long-term, something that I can see myself doing where I'm not feeling so restricted, but at the same time, doing what I've learned that no works well, and just kind of making sure I have that accountability piece. I think that was really big for me.
Okay, so how long did you say that you were frustrated and being on this yo-yo cycle, trying
Yeah. So
different diets? How long was
yeah,
that going on for?
well, I've actually been overweight my whole life. I've always been the round girl, the curvy girl, and I have no problem with that. But I think just after college, I really tried to lose weight, and then found some good programs. I found a really awesome like boot camp and just good things, but it helped me work through it. But I hit my own plateaus. Was doing the diet with some guidance, but it wasn't like one-to-one guidance. And so fast forward, lost the weight, felt great, but I think COVID hit, and then burnout just kind of was like, I'm done with like dieting food. Like I got really low in calories. And I knew I wasn't eating enough. Even my friends that were like friends that like helped me before were like, you got to eat more. And I hit that point where I just wanted to keep losing weight. So that weight loss journey has been 6 years. Before COVID, like I think I found weights a little bit more. I started getting into more heavier lifting. So I definitely wanted to fuel that. And I think I was kind of trying to find that balance of eating carbs, but then finding it wasn't good for my body after I came to find out, like in the sense of too many carbs and sugar levels. And so just learning more. I think COVID was hard because I was working a lot from home, teaching on the computer, and I ended up just burning out with the food, and I just kind of went back to old habits. So always kept working out. That was never an issue. Love the working out, but I definitely needed to dial in the food. And that's when I decided, all right, it's time to kind of get help with this to see if I'm missing anything. I hit a point where I started eating a lot better. In my mind, what I thought was better. And I guess not realizing I wasn't being as consistent, kind of you get in your habit where you know what you should eat, you start eating the right things, but then kind of default to old habits, comfort food, just being stressed and being busy, being a mom on the go and just grabbing quick things sometimes. And so just trying to keep up that consistency.
That's very motivational, very inspiring. Is there any other women, busy moms, single moms, or in a marriage that's lots of kids that feels the same? Comment below. We can answer any questions. Because you mentioned the word stress. I can imagine with 4 kids and busy lifestyle and stressful job, it's not easy.
I'd laugh because when I would talk to Charlotte, she's like, you have a lot going on. And I'm really active at church. And so I have church calling there too. And during this program, I was working with the youth and with the young women. And so I was also taking classes with UCR and getting a social and emotional certification. I'm actually starting my master's next month. So and then with the 4 kids, life's just, there's always something going on. And I feel like every mom I talk to, all my friends, we're kind of all in the same boat. Everyone's just trying to keep their head above water, and then adding on trying to keep just good habits with health and working out and eating right. It's just always a challenge.
Yeah, you mentioned there just keeping your head above water. So through the last 6 years, or indeed your whole journey of weight loss, what kind of struggles were you going through, Lilibeth?
I think I've always
emotionally.
What was that last part? Sorry.
I'm curious to know the kind of mental and emotional struggles you were going through. You said you struggled with your weight your whole life, and in the last 6 years, especially, how was that for you?
I think for me, I've always been a positive person. I have good self-worth, and so that's always been a good place for me. I've been really blessed to have that. But I think one thing that I've worked through a lot has been trying to find that balance where I've always loved myself, but just having that confidence. And I definitely got more of that when I lost weight the first time. Just because it's fun to put something on and you feel great in it, and you don't have to worry about that part. But I think just kind of gaining some of that back. Everyone who knows me, like I tend to be a go-getter in a lot of areas. But it's just kind of that one thing, like I want to be healthy the long term. And I want to have that energy for my kids and my grandkids. Sorry, if you don't know me, I'm a crier. Yeah, so I definitely wanted to do something that was gonna help carry me with my kids, because I want to be that grandma who's running with my kids and playing with them. And so I think just trying to find a way to help that along. Definitely, yeah, my husband knows me, he's handing me the tissue already. Helping that along, I just kind of it's really neat to have the health part dialed in, where you just feel good where you are, not just physically and emotionally, but just matching it up together and helping it carry through.
That's amazing. I appreciate you opening up and being transparent here. Please, everyone, show Lilibeth some love. This is just incredible, the journey she's been on. And that's your why. You literally told me your why behind this. It's your kids. It's to have the energy to play with your kids. It's longevity. That's incredible. Is that the main reason why you wanted to change and just once and for all? What, were you sick and tired of being sick and tired, or what?
Well, and the thing is, it's like I had learned a lot of good things. Like I've always learned to be grateful, because I've had a lot of really good people in my life, and learned a lot of good things. So shout out to my friends who have helped me before. And so I think life's just a process where you're learning. And I felt like I needed to just learn a bit more, like why my body wasn't responding. And so I think that was the one thing why I went to keto, because it was just like trying to find a way to cut down more, just because I wanted to be healthy in the long run, and I wanted to have energy with my kids. Diabetes runs in the family, and always having struggled with weight, just kind of didn't want to have those struggles as I got older, because I see it with family, and they're great people, but it just kind of didn't want to have to worry about that aspect later on in my life. And so just really wanted to be there for my kids. And so I think having that was like, okay, I gotta reach out for that one-on-one help. I think you can learn a lot of good things, but sometimes you just need that extra help. And it was just time to find someone that maybe might see something that I was missing. Charlotte was awesome. She had asked me to like, hey, start checking your sugar levels. And I kind of went like, oh, okay. Like I was kind of surprised by that. Wasn't expecting that part. Had learned about macro counting before. Had been really good about logging before. Had already a lot of good habits in place, but just hadn't been consistent. And once she got me going with that, it was really neat to see like why I needed to eat the way I ate. Because my husband laughed. When I started in December, it was like right before Christmas. And we had recommended just kind of more of a paleo start diet just to help clean out. And I was just so mad that I wasn't having bread anymore, just to clean my body. And I didn't get why. And then the more I started eating better and just started seeing how my body reacted to food, I was like, oh man, wow, that's why. Like it totally made sense, just to feel good. I think the coolest part was I didn't have that midday slump at work anymore. And I was like, I'm still hungry just because I'm a busy person, and just realizing the importance of protein. And kind of interesting to find out that my body likes a lot of protein. And I'm not the only woman who is that. So I think it was neat to learn what's good for my body. And as I've learned, everybody's different. So you just really got to see what works. And to get that help to find that out was really, really cool.
Yeah, you said there your body was not responding in the past. So was
Yeah.
that some of the things that we done to make your body respond? Was it just
Yeah.
well, tell us more about what we done, Charlotte, your coach.
So like I was saying, it really was really good with Charlotte. It was great. Like she always logged my food, and she was always really encouraging. Like I never felt like I was getting like sorry, pardon.
Okay.
Like put down, like I'm a big girl. She's like, you're smart, you're like, you know what you're doing. And she was just more of a guide, which I really appreciated it, because I am able to keep doing this afterward. And so when I would see food, like she would just be like, hey, how did you feel after that? Or she'd talk to me about like just how I reacted. Like I'm one of those who likes to step on the scale every morning just because I like to see the data. Like I don't get stuck on the number. And so just to kind of like see what I ate, and then get the guidance with like seeing what I was eating, seeing how my sugars were, and then just seeing how my body would react, and then looking at measurements over time was just really interesting to see, because I would start seeing patterns, and getting the help to like see those patterns of like just the biofeedback was helpful, because it was just something that I hadn't paid that close attention to before. And so getting like the help to learn how to do that a little more closely, now I feel like I'm comfortable with like, okay, I can keep doing this, following like a 80-20, 90-10% rule. It was interesting. I was talking to Charlotte about it. Like, I think I could have been a lot more strict, a lot more restrictive. And she didn't push that with me, which was awesome, because I found a balance that worked for me long-term. Like it wasn't something that I was like, I guess like last time trying to white knuckle through it again, just to get the result. Cause, I could have done that, but like, I'm in a happy place. Like I really enjoyed it. Like it wasn't something that I was dreading, and I'm just liking the results long-term. So I'm like, oh, I can totally see myself doing this the long-term.
So it wasn't restrictive. It was
No,
sustainable. And what with the
yeah,
calories for? I know you went pretty low in previous
yeah.
programs or in the past, but
My
we
sweet
did
spot.
try to keep it. We kept your calories as high as possible, a small deficit.
Yeah, I was like, my sweet spot's like between 1600 to 1700. And if I go over in protein, then my body just does really, really well. Whereas before I was like, I think when I was a couple years before when I got down my lowest, like I was eating like 1200. And so, when I started with you guys, I was actually eating a lot more. I was like eating like 18 to like 2000. And so I can eat, I'm a girl that can eat. But I work out a lot. So do weights and some running. So just really, she just like, I told her what I would do. She was familiar with it and she worked with me with that, just kept going. But my biggest thing was the food. Like I had already had the habits of the working out, but I wasn't always getting where I wanted to after with the, because of the food.
And were you pre-diabetic, or were you? As you said, type 2 diabetes runs in the family.
It does.
You mentioned blood sugar levels.
Doctor never mentioned anything to me. Blood work was always fine. But they were like, you're healthy. But I think noticing for me, my body would not let go of the weight, just the way I was eating before. I would,
Yeah.
the weekends would be like, oh, like I missed this. And I was just staying, like I was just completely maintaining. And then I had gained over COVID. So.
What did we do specifically the weekends, or how did we help you with protein? Have you any tips for people about weekends,
So
overeating and
yeah,
protein,
yeah.
daily
Like
goals?
Charlotte made me laugh because she's like, you have a relationship with food. And I'm like, I enjoy food. I am a very big social person. And I think for me, that's been one of the things has been learning that balance. Like I had done it before, but I kind of wanted to get into that mindset of like, oh, well, like, okay, I'm done. I can't. And I'm like, no, I wasn't done. Like I had to keep going. And for me, what's helped me a lot is I'm just busy a lot. So sometimes I do have to grab quick things. I've got like meal prepping, like we have to do it Saturday or Sunday. I have to meal prep my lunches and make sure, and I'm okay eating the same lunch every day just because I'm busy. Like that doesn't bother me. But then that gives me the room to have good dinners. So like quick things. I really liked the Paleo Valley beef sticks. They're pretty clean and it's just like a nice little protein add, just grilled chicken pieces. I'll grill chicken and just eat those. A lot of times just having a lot of fruits and veggies on hand, like when I'm meal prepping my protein, like I'll do like one of my favorites is like a crock pot soup, chicken broth or vegetable broth, and just with chicken with peas and carrots. And I really liked it with coconut milk. So that was just like a nice way to get that richness and the sweetness. So just
Nice.
taking that kind of prep, and then if I have fruits and veggies on hand, like in my fridge, like when I'm hungry, that's what I'm gonna go for. Because I get home stressed, I get home busy, start helping kids with homework. Not so much stress, but I just get home busy. Like there's always something to do that I have to have planned beforehand how I'm going to like already have my defaults on how I'm going to eat. If I don't, that's when I start reaching for the stuff that I wanted before, or just in my case, like my guilty pleasure has been skinny pop. So it's like
Yeah.
I have to replace certain foods. So being Hispanic, just loving salsa and chips and salsa, had to go to the Siete brand. It just, my body likes it a lot better. I like chocolate. So the Aloha bars, yummy one. And so I have to find little things here and there. And if I want the chocolate, like I'll have it, I'll log it. And then it's just back at it.
That's amazing. Yes, you prepare to fail. If you don't prepare, what's the saying again? You fail to prepare to fail. That's what I was going to say. It sounded like you were very diligent in meal prepping and just discipline. Fantastic. You had like the healthy snacks on like there and then. You
Yeah.
did you completely cut out for chocolate? You didn't completely cut
No,
out.
I can't completely cut that out. That's my vice.
Yeah. And that you still ate out with socialized. You didn't live like a hermit.
No, I have to plan for it. So like eating out, like if I know I'm gonna like I had my 40th birthday like towards the end of the program. And so I just like knew I just had to be really good leading up to it. And even when we went out, like I would just prioritize the protein. If I wanted like one meal that I really wanted to enjoy that I just wasn't gonna log, just because you can't like for me, it can't be that all the time. Like that's that white knuckling that I was like, I'm gonna burn out and just have to enjoy that time with my husband and enjoy being with him during that trip. So the trip itself, I was fine. I just enjoyed it. Was still trying to be like mostly good. Like you just have to keep some of those habits still in place. So like just really high protein breakfast. Like I find for me, like that's huge. Like if I don't get a good high protein breakfast, I'm starving by lunchtime. And so we would even do that even when we would go out. But if we go out with friends, I'm going to eat pretty clean during the day and just stick with that routine. So that way, if I do have dinner, I'm still going to try to make a good choice. But if I want something, I'm going to enjoy it. And then I'm just back at it. I think the consistency always trumps everything every single time.
100%. Can you give us an example of a high protein breakfast for our followers?
So like I'm a eggs and steak girl. I really liked the sous vide sirloin steak slices from Costco, and they're already cooked. I'm busy. So I go work out in the morning and I come home and I'm literally cooking the egg and I'll add a couple slices of meat and I do 2 whole eggs and egg whites because I just want to up the protein. And then I'll add some fruit with it or some veggies. So like squash. I'll usually do a lot of squash or just blackberries, an orange. If I'm like really starving, sometimes I've done a banana, I'll add an avocado. So
It's amazing.
yeah, I usually
And
like spot. That's a yummy one. And add salsa.
very
Salsa.
good. You gotta add in the salsa.
Yeah.
But tell us where you are now. I mean, your energy, your confidence. I mean, you've lost 20 pounds. You've reached your goal weight. You've lost inches on your hips and waist. I mean, what's the contrast? Tell us how you feel now when you.
Yeah. Sorry. It's just been really neat because like I said, like lost weight before and like that was really interesting because I felt really good, but I think my mind hadn't caught up to where my results were. So I still felt like I had a nitpick. And what's been really neat about this time is I'm not like questioning everything. I'm just really enjoying the results. I love that I can fit in clothes that I had before, which was super fun. Um, I I just feel like you like I don't know when like that part's good, like getting dressed and going, it's like not an issue. Like you just I feel like you carry yourself better, especially as a mom, as a wife, like as a person. It just helps make you happier. Like, yay, I feel good in this and go. So I think it's been nice to get that confidence back and then some. Like it's been more. It's like I don't care about the scale. I'm loving the results. Actually trying to just get stronger in the gym and just really enjoying it, just feeling good, feeling fueled the right way.
And how has that impacted your kids, the 4 kids, and your husband? If you're looking and feeling your
Oh, I laugh.
healthiest, best version of yourself.
You're gonna hear it like, oh, where are the snacks? And you're like, it's not always roses and daisies. It's definitely a change for them. I think I know for us growing up, having a lot of things easy on hand and but it's been really neat because even talking to my daughter yesterday, they noticed and um she's like, yeah, like I just noticed like we used to eat a lot of stuff before even for them. So they know like the kitchen's different. We don't have all the same snacks that we used to have. Cause I think before the 6 years ago, we just always had, typical snacks on hand. And so it's really cool to see that if those foods are there, they go for them. Yeah, they'll still ask me for the other stuff. And it's been cool to have that conversation to change it to like, well, that's sometimes food. Like, I don't want to have them obsessed, like, oh, I have to like eat clean all the time. It's like, no, like this just makes your body feel good. And it's neat to see. She's like, yeah, like we can have that sometimes. And I'm like, this is the all the time food. And like they're willing to try things more often because husband's great. Like he's always been supportive. He'll eat what I eat. He's my biggest cheerleader. And so just having all those habits together, like I feel like it's helping us just learn lifelong habits that I'm hoping they're going to carry into when they're older. Cause I know for me, food's always been like growing up, food was always a comfort. Like food is love. Like, you know, it's like Hispanic mom's like, oh, like, are you hungry here? Like, let me feed you. And it's just the way we
Mm.
take care of each other. And it's just interesting to see how our bodies react to food. It's like I tell our kids, because my husband's side of the family, he had high cholesterol. And so we've had to watch that for him, and just even learning that like protein shakes and protein bars could really up his cholesterol. So like he's been feeling great, even just eating the way that we're doing. He's starting to track his food to try to just make sure he's getting like enough protein, and he does a lot better than me. I can eat like way more than him, but just trying to have everybody build those habits has been really, really, really cool.
That's amazing, the knock-on effect it has had. And I love that your husband is your number one cheerleader, as you said.
Yeah, he's really good.
But were you nervous and cautious about investing in your health? Because you
Yeah,
mentioned type 2 diabetes, the high cholesterol.
not so much nervous. It was just like, I think the biggest thing for me is because I've like, and I think I have a lot of friends that find this like they've worked out before, they've done diets before, like, you know, they've done a lot before. It's kind of like you feel like you're doing what you need to be doing. And it's like, and I've had friends that are coaches before. So it's like, it's kind of like you're like, well, it's like there's already so much that you need to spend on. And um especially with 4 kids, and it's just there's always something we have to get. Owning a house, there's always something you have to get. And so 40th birthday was coming up, and I was just like, you know, I'm not where I want to be. I think I can be in a better place. It just felt good. Like I was like, you know, it's time just to like, and I really liked your analogy. It's like you're spending this much time to learn for like this much time. And it was definitely worth it, because I feel like I was able to finish dialing in. And I would say this to people, like it's a process. Like for me, I was already coming in with a lot of background information. Like I already knew macro counting, like I already knew um clean food, but I didn't know how it affected my body. So it was just one of those things where I just needed to learn more. And if you're in that place where you're questioning like, hey, what's holding me back? Or am I missing something? Sometimes you just need that help just to like uh find your groove of why you're doing it and why it works for you. And Charlotte was awesome with that. Like she wasn't pushy, like she's like, oh, she's got that part down, that part down. And she was able to help me find like kind of like what worked for me, and like able to help me see like how my body was reacting. And so she was so sweet. She was always like, you're a very wise woman. She's like, you notice it. Like, I don't have to tell you, but it was good to have that support, because had I not done this, I probably would have been spinning my wheels doing the same thing that I'd been doing. Like, oh, why can't I eat this way? And then why am I not getting the results? Because I would work out um 4 to 6 days a week, and that includes stretching, like you know, and just giving those rest days for the weights. But it was getting that food dialed in, and I knew I needed to do that.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. And have you any message to anyone in the group that's not a client of ours now? They're watching our material and they're on the fence. You know, they're thinking, oh, this online thing, I'm not so sure what's this all about. If they maybe have a busy lifestyle, may have 3 or 4 kids like you, and their main issue is time and inconsistency and frustration. And what message do you got for them?
I would definitely tell them you're always worth it. Um, you're you're never going to regret an investment in yourself, and you got to be ready for it. One thing I've learned is that I think for me, I kind of hit that point where I was finally ready for it. I was ready to do the next step. And when you're not, you know, it's okay to admit the areas that you're like, oh, I need to work on that. Because Sometimes we think we have to have everything in place, and you don't. You just got to pick one area. You just got to start working on it. For me, I need help with food. And if you feel like you have something that you need to work on that you're not getting and you need that extra help, then they are definitely going to help you guys. So that's what I would tell them.
I really loved this interview. I genuinely did. It was great. Let me just see if any questions in the group.
Sorry, guys. Morning.
Yeah. They're saying thank you for sharing your story. Very inspiring. Sure is. I think we'll leave it at that, Lilibeth. You have a busy day ahead of you. You're going to work soon. I appreciate you taking the call so early, honestly. And
works out great. Days are always busy.
We're so proud of you. Everyone on our team are proud of you. So you just keep it going, and we're so happy that we played a part in your reaching your goals.
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it, you guys.
God bless.